Good morning! Happy Monday! It is officially launch week and I am going to be taking you across the whole week. The ins, the outs, the ups, the downs, the good bits, the bad bits, the ugly bits of launch week, because it's officially here. We have officially landed on launch week of my new immersive group program, which I am so excited to get out in the world. A lot of my team have been obviously part of the kind of putting everything together and kind of solidifying all the plans that I've had, and all of them have been like, Beck, this is completely in your zone of genius. This is completely what you do so well, like solidified into one group course. So I cannot wait to kind of get it out into the world and take you with me whilst I do it, because I thought it'd be cool to do like a really specific vlog on launch week. So it is currently 6:38. It's quite late for me. I don't know why, but I see that time and I'm like, Christ, could have got a lot done by now. But it's Monday morning. It is 6:38, 4 degrees today. Whew. It's getting colder, and I'm just off to the gym. So I've booked 4 PT sessions in for this week. I don't know whether you're going to fly off right now, but I'm driving very slowly. I've booked 4 PT sessions in for this week, really making sure that I'm getting the day started on the best foot. I'm just going to hold you a second while I go down around a very crazy corner. As you can tell, I have not ordered the thing from Amazon that holds the camera on the car. So I'm just off to PT. I'm going to do that 7 till 8. We've actually got Barney booked in for a dog walk today, so we don't have to go out on a dog walk this morning, which kind of frees me up a little bit more time. So I'm going to make sure that my mindset has been looked after this morning, starting with the gym. I'm going to make sure that I'm nice and refueled for breakfast. I'm probably going to be doing some journaling and breath work when I get home. And I've got a team meeting at 9, and then the first open house, day 1, starts at 1 o'clock. So I'll just be going over the prep stuff for that, any notes that I need to have a look at. All the email reminders and everything are sorted and done and already out, so that's good. And then everyone will be joining me on Zoom at 1 p.m, well, for those who are coming live, and then obviously the replay will go out straight after, so just making sure that my team's supporting me with that as well. So yes, it's going to be a very good day. There's a couple of launch bits behind the scenes for the actual launch, which is Wednesday for the people who have signed up for open house, and then Thursday for the whole of Instagram. So I'm just going to make sure that that's all done and signed off, and we've got everything ready for Wednesday/Thursday. So yeah, I'm really excited. I'm a little bit apprehensive, only because it's the first time that I've launched something that's not one-to-one or something that people know about for a very long time, and I really want to create a space for my audience to understand that this is also a space that they can work with me in as well. So yes, I will be taking you with me. I think you're about to fly off the car. Yes, I was right. But I've got my heated seat on. We're on the way to the gym, and I will see you at the gym. It is very nearly time for day 1 of the open house. It is 12:42 and we start at 1 p.m. So I'm just getting myself ready, hair done, makeup just touched up. Gonna get some tunes on in a minute. I always used to run free events right at the beginning of my business, and I would have like a playlist that I would play every single time, and it always had that song, I think it's like Demi Lovato or something, like what's wrong with being confident, oh. So I'm gonna put on a bit of an old school playlist, have a little boogie, and get myself ready. The presentation is done, the Zoom chat is open. Abby, my gorgeous team member, is coming along just to make sure everything's happening back end. Get down any questions that are coming into the chat whilst I am presenting. So the open house is actually an insight into my new group program. So it's going to be a bit different than a challenge or a masterclass that I've done before. So I'm very excited because it's very open with what I'm launching. Everyone knows that they're coming to experience what it's like being inside the group program. I've just been very open, very honest. This is what it is. You're coming to experience it, but today it's all about neuromessaging. So I am going deep into the neuroscience of content, of really speaking to your ideal clients, and to be able to convert those high ticket paying clients or the high caliber type of clients that my ideal clients want to attract. So it's going to be good. All done now, I think. And yeah, let's get ready. Afternoon, just out on a little dog walk. He has been on an adventure walk this morning, but we can't seem to tire him at the moment. I thought golden retrievers were very lethargic and still, but it doesn't seem that way. No, I mean, he's only a puppy. He's nearly 1 year old, but just walking off the energy from such a good day one. I'm so pleased it went so well. A couple of mishaps on Canva. For some reason it wouldn't let me share my screen with everyone without it staying on the first slide, so I had to do it just not sharing the screen, which is fine. They still saw the presentation, lots of takeaways, and quite a few people asking to see about the CEO Edge, which is my brand new group program which launches Wednesday. So that's very good, very excited. So just gonna run off a bit of energy now. We've been watching Harry Potter. We started on the weekend randomly because ITV put it on, and now we're on film 3. So we're deep in the Harry Potter film, what would you call it? Marathon, couldn't think of the word. And yes, and then I'm gonna dive back into a bit of work this afternoon because Jack's going to jiu-jitsu at 6. So I'm gonna dive back in and cook tea and then bedtime. I don't know whether you'll hear me over the world's noisiest kettle, but quite frankly, it's time for dinner. So I am cooking a HelloFresh for me and my love this evening. He has gone back to jiu-jitsu tonight, so it's usually 6 till 8, so he should be home about 8:15, fingers crossed. But I'm just about to start cooking. I have had a couple of hours just sitting on the sofa. I've been catching up with one of my team members, Abby, who's just supporting me in the launch. But kettle has boiled. I'm cooking super quick, not even gonna try and pronounce that, pork noodles. 10-15 minute, and it looks really delish. Always trust tea towel in times like this. Good morning! Ball throw is about to happen. Did he get it? Woohoo! Morning, morning, happy Tuesday. We are two little lost lambs at the moment because the River Severn that runs through Shrewsbury obviously has flooded with the amount of rain that we've had, and our walk that we do every single morning that you will have seen on the vlog before is currently about 3 foot underwater. So we cannot do the normal walk. So we've reverted back to, this is the lunchtime walk, the lunchtime ball throw walk. So we've had to do that this morning. It is a Tuesday, which means it's day 2 of the open house for the CEO Edge, the group program that I'm launching, and what this vlog is all about. I got up this morning, did my own mindset work, and then just did a little bit of work. I've done quite a lot of stories this morning, actually. I was feeling in the flow, but everything is ready and prepped. I'm going to get my nails done at 11, and then I have got the day 2 with all of the people who are in. I think there's probably about 83 people in now because so many people joined yesterday. So I've got day 2 today at 1 PM, and then I'm done for the day. So nice, chilled, relaxed day, ready for launch day tomorrow for the open house people who have signed up, the open house CEOs, and then launch day properly on Thursday, like I said. So yes, can't wait to get my nails done. Not sure what I'm going to go with this time, but I will take you with me. And then we're back watching Harry Potter at 2 PM. I'll see you there. So I'm going to do my makeup before I go and get my nails done, because I've actually only got an hour between my nails being finished and day 2 of the experience. So I'm going to do my makeup now, get everything prepped, get the presentation on the screen ready and Zoom open, so I can literally drive back home. I forgot to put my concealer on. Drive back home and get straight into the energy of holding the space for the gorgeous people who will be in day 2. So day 2 is all about the CEO operations. And this kind of came about because I have said in my podcast quite a bit, I'll tag my podcast here if you've never listened to it before, but I talk about in my podcast a lot how my business kind of used to run me, but not the growth of my business, the actual like working in my business. And I did scale pretty quickly. I was stuck in the kind of like, this isn't happening, this is never going to happen for me, why is it happening for everyone else? I was stuck in that for quite a long time. And January of kind of the latter end of 2021, going into January of 2022, it all clicked. All the work that I'd been doing, especially the mindset work, my content strategy had really started to take off at that point, and it all clicked into place, which meant that I had a 49,000 month in January for revenue, lots of clients coming in. And at that time I still saw hypnotherapy clients as well. So I was having people come into the house, because I used to have an office in Australia where people used to come to. I was holding a lot of space for a lot of clients, and all of a sudden I went from having a life and being able to like do a lot of work on my business to just being completely in the business. And I learned boundaries very, very quickly at this point. And I'd already been doing like quite a lot of work on people pleasing, and different boundaries within my kind of friends and family space, but I'd never really done it within the business. And it was almost thrust upon me because I had to, because at one point in time, I was holding space for like 27 one-to-one clients, which is just like completely insane. Would never go back to that many. And I really did have to learn the lesson. Sometimes with the lessons that you learn in business, you kind of have to go into what you don't want to understand that that is what you don't want. And that happened. That really did happen. But from there, it actually allowed me to not only hire my OBM at the time, and kind of start building my ClickUp, which is the project management tool that I use within the business. So we started to kind of build that from the bottom up with all of the crap that was going on in the business, and you know, the client onboarding, offboarding, the client experience, applications coming in for my one-to-one, any other you know, the CEO bundle, any other things that I got that were passive, and started to really grow out the operations of the business. And at that time, when that all started happening, I obviously hired my OBM, I had a podcast manager, I had a VA, I had, what else did I have at that time? That might have been it. I think someone was doing my graphics as well. So there was like quite a lot of team members that needed to be onboarded as well. So I kind of started to having to learn. I was forced to learn how to properly run and operate the business the way I wanted it to be. And with the months that I was creating and the revenue that I was creating, I was well on my way to multi-six figures at that point. So I really wanted to put in place a multi-six figure business strategy and operations and planning and all of the things that would allow me to carry on doing that, but actually doing it better and doing it with less kind of less clients, because I will never tell anyone to have 27 clients at one time. I was very, very good at holding the space, very, very good at holding the space. And I kind of, I celebrate that. I celebrate the fact that I could do that, and I did that. And it's actually made me a better coach and a better business owner anyway. So I know all of these things are sent to test us, or sent for us to like learn the lesson basically. But what happened is I then started to create a schedule that was actually something that I wanted. So I've said on the vlog before, I work on a client week on and a client week off, which gives me space and time in the client week to be fully present for my client calls, and be there for my clients. And on the client week off, I'm still obviously there for my clients in Voxer, but that's all about the project work, the things that I'm working on for the business to grow, to scale, to kind of take it to the next level that we're currently working on as well. So that's what today is about. And to be honest, a lot of the time when my clients come to work with me, one of the biggest things that we work on is the kind of operations of their business and them truly stepping into the business owner that they want to be. So a lot of clients come to me feeling very scrappy, feeling that they don't actually know how to run a business or what that looks like, or, you know, they're stuck in the kind of like, oh, I'm self-employed, or oh, I'm a freelancer, or oh, like I run this little business. Whereas I really want my clients to be empowered to be the CEO of their business, the CEO of their life, and whatever that looks like for them. So that's what today is about on the open house. So I'm going into, first of all, what it looks like, what their diary looks like. And I really like to take into consideration, you know, the white space, the time off, the freedom, the reason why they started the business. I like to look at that side of things. And then obviously what it looks like in and on the business. So we're going to be doing that first. And then after that, I'm going to be doing some work on boundaries, because my God, did I have to learn the hard way with boundaries. especially because one of my biggest patterns previously was people pleasing. It's not anymore, which is nice to see. And I do obviously sometimes fall back into it because it was a pattern that I had for a very, very long time. But I've really created such firm boundaries around the business, around my life, around the people who are in my life, you know, whatever that looks like. I've done a lot of work on boundaries, and I think it's really, really important because you know, running a business and having a business is hard. Like, it is hard work. Like, you're constantly on, but you need the boundaries to make sure that you're not constantly on, to have the rest, to have the downtime, to have the times where you enjoy the business that you created, which I certainly wasn't doing, and sometimes certainly fall back into. So yes, so it's going to be a very, very good day. And then after that, we're back watching Harry Potter, which I seem to be talking about a lot at the moment. But it's because, like I said, ITV played it on the weekend. So now we're fully in the binge of it. So for the rest of the day, just chilling, I think, and doing a nice little dinner from HelloFresh this evening. Jack's in this evening. So we're going to have some a little us time, which will be nice too.
It's a cool, hard world outside my window. Ooh, where people don't know which way to go. I breathe you in 'cause you sit still on my pillow. Oh, I stay home with you in my head. We go undercover, I will be your lover. We're up through night and day. Come on, let me hear you say, let's go undercover. I wanna be your lover. I don't want the games they play. It's not us, so we better stay. Is it real? Could this be a new beginning? Ooh, my whole world falls apart with just the thought of you. But there's a fire in my soul that keeps me spinning. Ooh, and screaming, now is the time to follow through, follow through.
Barney. Good morning! Well, it is actually just gone 12 o'clock and happy Wednesday. I feel like I'm on a hamster wheel of this vlog. All I'm vlogging is a dog walk, me doing day 1, 2 or 3, watching Harry Potter, having a cute little evening. But that's what we're feeling about around here this week. No, it is day 3, an official launch day of the CEO Edge, which actually launches to the CEOs inside the open house today, which I'm so excited about. I've already had 6 people ask for more information before I've even launched it, so I'm in conversation with them, getting on calls, which has been amazing. And this morning I had one client call that I had to change from last week, and I've just done a podcast interview with one of my gorgeous clients, Sophie. I don't think it will have gone out by the time this YouTube has gone out, but it was such a beautiful interview, just talking about how how much she's grown and changed since working together, especially with her mindset. It has been just incredible. So when the podcast does come out, I will tag it below because I know not all of you will be watching it on the day or week that this goes out. So I'm just getting ready now. I've got an hour until day 3. Today is all about mindset. Oh my God, the presentation for today is incredible. So I've got like the next level, here it is. So I've got next level mindset. So we're having a look at the business up level, what beliefs are coming up for you to step into that up level. Because I'm speaking to CEOs, I'm speaking to female entrepreneurs who really want to step into 100K plus years. It really does take that next level mindset, and it comes down to the foundation work within your mindset that allows you to actually do that. Like I am talking about messaging, and you're using neuroscience for messaging, and obviously having CEO operations and your systems and your setup and your diary and your boundaries, which I talked about yesterday. But gotta leave the best till last, because the most important thing is your subconscious. Your subconscious is running at 95% of the day, at 95% of the show. So if you have beliefs such as, I could never have a multi-6-figure business, then of course you're never gonna have it, because that's the belief you are playing from. So that's what we're having a look at today. We're gonna do next level, as in physically what that looks like, how that feels. And we're also going to be doing wealth building, because here she is, building wealth. Because one of the main things that changes is actually the income that comes in, and what you do with that, and how you handle that, and how you hold that. So, it's gonna be a good day. I've got an hour, so I'm just gonna run the Hoover over. Everyone who knows that I love a little clean, so I'm gonna go and run the Hoover over. Get a drink, sit down probably by 12:45, get some music on, get in the energy, and actually I'm going to do a little grounding exercise before I go into today, because I'm holding a lot of people's mindset, I'm holding a lot of subconscious breakthroughs, something that is my complete zone of genius and something that I'm very, very good at, and I want to be there fully present with them. And then after we've finished, I'm actually going to go into town. I'm going to go shopping, I'm going to have a little coffee, I might even wait and have lunch while I'm out, I think. I've got the rest of the afternoon free again, so I'm gonna go and do that, and then potentially go to yoga this afternoon. So we shall see, because Jack is away for the evening. He's actually working, one of his customers is McLaren, so he's actually at McLaren for the next 2 days, so he's staying over tonight. So I've got the house to myself tonight, so I might go to yoga, or just sit and watch TV, have a chill. Who knows, but I'll see you in a bit. Most definitely need to get a blind sorted in this godforsaken office. But that was so good. I've just finished day 3. I've got my rosy cheeks on. We did so much mindset work in that, the visualizations. I did some timeline therapy, which is one of the mindset tools that I use inside the business. A lot came up for them. There's some work that they need to process and do, but the shifts were incredible. And obviously let them know about the CEO Edge, which I know was resonating with so many of them. So I'm very, very excited for this to properly launch. It feels like a long time coming. So I am going to take the rest of the day off, because it has been 3 huge days, and energetically I'm really feeling that I've held a lot of space for a lot of people. So I'm going to go and do what I do best. I'm going to go shopping this afternoon. So I am going to take you with me, but I'm gonna go and have a look around the shops, maybe do some Christmas candles, and yeah, have a nice little bit of lunch to celebrate.
Losing track of time. Sometimes love is a thought we held too long. Sometimes it's alright just to be a little wrong, with no sense of consequence. The strength
know that it's good for me, hence why I'm in the car. But right now, I can feel it. I feel it, guys. I'm tired. I'm very, very tired. It has been, oh, it's not focusing on me. It has been a huge week energetically, and it's only almost as if the first section of the launch has been completed. Now I'm going into the actual launch. So I launched for Instagram today, obviously launched the open house yesterday. Got quite a few calls tomorrow with some gorgeous women who are interested and just want to talk it through with me. And I think today I'm going to have to take it very, very slow. I've got an Instagram live at 9:30. I've got my own mindset coaching at 11. So apart from that, I've got nothing in. So once I've announced and the sales page has gone live, I am launching for the next week. I'm launching till next Friday the 3rd. The cart's open, the doors are open. So I know I've got time, and I know I've got time, and there has been so much that's gone into the open house that will kind of I can use that momentum from the open house for a little bit. So I'm not going to put pressure on myself today. I've moved my body. I'll take Bobby for a walk when I get back home. But by God, I need to do some nervous system regulation today. That is no show. I think maybe some breath work, some really deep breath work I'm feeling called to do today. So yes, good morning, happy Thursday everyone. Going to say long time no speak, but to you it could literally be the next day, but to me it is way past launch week. We are actually in the start week of the CEO Edge. Our first call is tomorrow, so I have launched. It is out there. I've had gorgeous, insane women sign up, and we start tomorrow. So yes, I wanted to wrap up this video not with kind of the general very quick outro. I'm just gonna move you down a little bit. Not with like the very quick outro, but with a bit of a wrap up of launch week, of the experience week that I had that I took you on, what I felt, kind of what went well, what could have been improved on, and genuinely getting back into launching and what it's gonna look like moving forwards in my business. So it's gonna be a nice little wrap up. We're gonna be here for a little while, but first of all, I wanted to start with a couple of things that I will improve for next time I launch. The first thing that I really wanted to discuss and I really want to improve upon, and this is something that I will do in the marketing behind it, and equally how I really speak to it, I suppose, again in my marketing. And that is a better way of getting people to actually either attend live for the live experience or getting them to actually watch it. So I had 84 people sign up for the open house in the end, which is absolutely incredible numbers. I had on average 20 to 15 people live. We had way more on the first day. One, this always happens. One, because it's the first day. Two, because it was content and people always will turn up for content lessons. And actually, what I got really curious about is the behavior of people signing up for things and then not following through, like not watching it. And I got really curious in the behavior as what makes them actually sign up and then not watch it, and what makes them like what draws them to sign up in the first place but then ignore that they've signed up. And I always get really curious around behavior. I get really curious about the way people behave like in normal life, you know, as an NLP master practitioner and hypnotherapy, it's all about people's behaviors. That's a lot of the things that I do with my one-to-one clients, is help them change their behaviors. And I felt like a lot of people signed up with this good intention of like, oh my God, yes, I'm going to learn. And people did learn a hell of a lot in those free experiences. And I didn't give too much away that they got insane amount of breakthroughs so they wouldn't invest, which is something that you have to really think about when you're doing live experiences. But they still got breakthroughs, like they still had real big aha moments, real big shifts. So it's not that they were not getting the outcome that they desired. So I want to get really curious of how I make that process better next time, how I make the process of them signing up for something free and actually following through on that. And if they're not going to follow through on it, I'd rather them not sign up, and being really, really clear that the type of client that I want inside this free experience is the type of client who is going to show up, who is going to watch it. And that doesn't mean that they have to be there live. They can watch it on repeat, which I know a lot of people did, but just kind of reworking my messaging around that. That's a big thing that I want to work on for next time. Second thing that I think had a little bit of an impact on the launch, and again, this is me just getting curious. It's not me blaming or passing it on, but I know that November, December, and the period over Christmas, I went into this launch knowing that timing could be one of the presented no's of people signing up, and you know, people saying no to coming into the container when I know that they really want to. I knew timing was going to be one of those things, especially around Christmas. I've seen that meme where it's like, we've got to the time where you can just reply saying I'll circle back after Christmas. Like, we've got into that space and we've got into that time. I don't buy into that. I have never bought into that. Like, I love December, I love November, and I love working through them. And yes, I'll take 3 weeks off over Christmas, off client calls, but I will be building the business still. Like, it doesn't stop for me because I love it so much, but I equally get it. Like, I get the timing, and there was a crossover. So we had November, December, we were having implementation time over December. And the reason why I chose that, because I could have chose to actually start this in January, but the reason I chose to do it like this is because I actually ran Visibility Queen, which was one of my really, really old programs back in the day. I actually did the same type of timing for Visibility Queen, and everyone said that they actually loved having Christmas to go away and let things sink in. Because when you are in a group program, like, we have bi-weekly calls and then the other weeks are co-working calls, so they're not like constantly being rammed down the throat with teaching, and I never ever present a container like that anyway, but it just kind of allows you to like sink in and sit into the information and really feel into the information. That's why I chose to do it November, December. So I know that that was kind of something that I could look at. And then the last thing that I am going to get curious at next time I launch is actually like shouting and tooting my own horn, which is it's a belief that I've been really working on. Like, I've had a lot of experiences in the past, especially in secondary school, and I've spoke about this a lot, where I was practically bullied for being good at doing things. So I was very good, like, I'm pretty good at anything that I put my mind to, and I have been like that since I was a kid. And I wasn't like an A-star student or anything like that, but if I was really passionate about it, or if I really enjoyed it, I ended up being really good at it no matter what I did. And I used to be called big-headed all the time and get off your pedestal, and you know, why, like, oh, of course you got it. Well, of course you did. I had a lot of these stories, and they play in when I'm not being too conscious about them. And I do feel like that is a part of my business. You know, the success that I've had, the success that I've created, yes, I embody it and yes, I show it, but I equally don't talk about it as much as I want to. So that is a pillar that I am definitely going to be bringing in. And I learned that, and I saw that from the launch. So those are a couple of things that I loved, that I learned, that I got curious at, which I'm always here to get curious and look at the quote unquote failures or the things that could have been better and go, okay, what would I do differently next time? And then the 3 things, I'm looking down here because I've wrote notes. The 3 things that I loved about the launch is it brought a shit ton of new people into my world. And I love that. Like, there was so many people in the open house that signed up, the 84 incredible CEOs that signed up, who I wasn't aware were watching me or consuming my podcast or being part of my world. And it kind of brought them in on a personal level, which I loved. And I've had conversations and I kind of know names now. So that was amazing. Number 2, it allowed me to play bigger and get back on the launching scene, which has then given me the impetus to be able to do more launches. There is a lot more coming for the end of 2023, to be honest, and 2024. 2024 is going to be freaking huge, which kind of goes into my last point of eating the frog, playing bigger, and really expanding my product suite. I've built a multi-6-figure business on pretty much one-to-ones alone, and I love one-to-ones and I will never get rid of that as part of my product suite, but I want to be able to speak to more people, have more people in my world, and have more opportunities for people to be at the table in my energy. And I really feel that this launch has opened that door back up for me. So if you've made it to the end, I love you and thank you so much for coming on this launch journey with me. I will be doing way more business related vlogs. I know I've done a lot of lifestyle vlogs and I will carry on doing those, but I'm equally wanting to really take you behind the scenes of running a multi-6-figure business. And this was kind of just the start, showing you the launch week. So stick around, make sure you hit subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Mwah.